And welcome back here to Live Now from Fox. I'm Andrew Kraft. Thanks for being with us here. Our next story takes us, though, to the Middle East. We have live pictures there over Jerusalem and also over southern Israel, looking into the Gaza Strip, while our next story takes place in Afghanistan, but also as well in Washington, work of the Trump administration here. And this is what we know. I want to put the photo of this wrongfully detained American up for you. You can see there. Well, the Taliban today released him. American hostage George Glezmann, after holding him for more than 2 years in Afghanistan. All of this following negotiations between the Trump administration and Qatari officials here. Secretary of State Marco Rubio commenting on his relief, saying this: George Glezmann is free. George was wrongfully detained in Afghanistan for 2.5 years, but now he's on his way to be reunited with his wife, Alexandra. Welcome home, George. Well, Fox News' Trey Yingst has more on this from Israel. Let's listen.
American citizen George Glezmann is coming home. The 65-year-old was held by the Taliban in Afghanistan since December of 2022. Now, after weeks of negotiations conducted by American and Qatari mediators, Glezmann will be reunited with his family.
They identified George's case as a priority on the first day of the Trump administration. And since then, I know that they have been working every single day to secure his release.
U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio thanking Qatar in a statement, saying its steadfast commitment and diplomatic efforts were instrumental in securing George's release. Qatar has consistently proven to be a reliable partner and trusted mediator, facilitating complex negotiations. Sources familiar with the release say the Trump administration did not have to give up anything in return for Glezmann's freedom. This was considered a goodwill gesture from the Taliban, which has been in control of Afghanistan following the U.S. withdrawal in the summer of 2021. Trump envoy Adam Boehler was personally involved in the talks and is currently escorting Glezmann home.
The U.S. Special Envoy for Hostage Affairs, Mr. Adam Boehler, considered the progress made regarding prisoners between Afghanistan and the U.S. as a positive step towards building trust.
Glezmann's return is the latest in a series of efforts by the Trump administration to bring U.S. citizens home. In Tel Aviv, Trey Yingst, Fox News.
Trey, thanks so much. Of course, this comes mere weeks after the Trump administration secured the release of, remember, American teacher Mark Foley, who had been in Russian captivity for some time. And we brought you those scenes live as well. So here, though, George Glezmann, 65 years old. He was abducted while visiting Kabul as a tourist on December the 5th, 2022 as well. So the diplomatic source to the Associated Press confirming his release was done as a, quote, goodwill gesture by the Taliban as an indication of trust in Qatar's continued role as intermediary between Washington and Kabul. Now, the exchange differs from the release of 2 other Americans freed earlier this year, including Ryan Corbett and William McKenty, who were released in exchange for a Taliban member in U.S. custody in a final hour deal struck by the Biden administration there. So, wanted to make sure we got that in.
Howdy, y'all. This is Paul, the Redneck Thinker. What we have here is a channel to communicate. I want you folks to be thinking about the time you leave my videos. Why? Because I'm tired of people talking via what other people tell them to think. So, watch my video and enjoy the chance to think for yourself.
Trump's able to get another American hostage freed with no concessions. This is from the Taliban. This guy, George Glezmann, has a degree in anthropology, has a thing for visiting all over the world. He wanted to visit Afghanistan. I guess he thought that he could do it. Not a problem, but, well, he got arrested. You will hear from him. Okay, you saw the initial news. I was working on this story when I came across video of him giving his first words. So, you're going to get to hear his first words. This man endured over 2 years of being a hostage with a group that is willing to work with terrorists. But hey, we have him freed, so let's let you hear his first words.
All right, Congressman, we have a hostage coming home, so we want to go to that now. I appreciate your time. Fox News alert: an American held by the Taliban for more than 2 years is right now live. Joint Base Andrews, back on American soil. Another victory for our country. Another victory for President Trump, a promise kept, and his administration. George Glezmann walked off the plane to a hero's welcome. He was from Atlanta originally, traveled to Afghanistan in December 2022. He was detained by the Taliban's intelligence service, but was never charged with any crime or offense. The State Department declared him a wrongful detainee in 2023. Secretary of State Marco Rubio thanked Qatar for facilitating the negotiations to bring Glezmann home. Welcome home to this American who is now among us. And I'm so happy that Congressman Andy Biggs is with me for this very moment. We were talking about so many other things, but this is something that brings the country together. Congressman, it's happening live. Your reaction?
Well, this is a great moment. What a victory for this gentleman and his family and his loved ones. But it's also a victory for America and for the world against terrorism. And it comes because of a strong president. We had a weak president who refused to do anything and take action. I mean, they were doing lip service, but they did not take the action necessary to leverage power to get these hostages home. And this is not the first, of course, under President Trump, and it won't be the last. But we welcome this gentleman in his home and say congratulations to he and his family. And we hope that they can heal and regain all of the life that they've missed as a hostage.
Yes, definitely. And you can see he's carrying what looks to be something that's been handed to him perhaps since he got off the plane, and that is the American flag in his left hand as he turns around. Now, there may be some media on the tarmac. I want to see if we can hear what he's about to say. This is exclusive to Fox News.
Thank you. How does it feel to be back on U.S. soil?
I'm amazed. You know, I feel like born again. God, I have no words, but anyways, I'm in debt with the President Trump. Amazing, you know. Thank God he's in the White House where he's at, and thank God he got me out. Marco Rubio, Mike Waltz, Adam Bowler. I'm in debt with everybody that was involved in this situation because they got me home. A free American individual, free from the hands of these people that abducted because of my U.S. passport, basically. And I'm just thankful. I got no words to express my gratitude for my liberty, my freedom.
Welcome back.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Exclusive to Fox News, the first words of George Glezmann. And, you know, that was really the first time that we have heard definitively what he thinks about why he was taken. He said, effectively, it was because he held a U.S. passport. Remember, moments ago, as this was unfolding live and still is, I mentioned that there were never any charges pressed against him, but he was taken by the Taliban. So I don't know if their judicial process would be anything like what we would recognize in this instance. Anyway, he said he was abducted because of his passport. Congressman, I know that on Capitol Hill, these things are being talked about a lot because this changes, as you were pointing out, not just relationships with the people that we, you know, have to negotiate the freedom of Americans with, but it shows the rest of the world something about us as Americans.
Yeah, it does. It shows that we're not gonna lay down anymore. We're gonna come back. We're gonna get our people, and that's what's happening here. And that's what's happening here. And so, to him, we say, great. And for the rest that are being held, know that President Trump and this country is coming for those hostages to save them and bring them home.
Wow, how about that? I'm not sure what exactly he's holding up there. Obviously, it looks like maybe the back of a boarding pass. Delta Airlines family, thank you. Oh, it's what he had to write on to thank his family. God bless him.
Delta Airlines, my family, they've been with my wife from day one, doing the impossible to get me out with the government. Lots of gratitude for my company. And I made this the day I was leaving in my cell.
Can you explain anything of your ordeal? How things you experienced things over there, and did you ever have any doubts or ever give up hope?
Yes, of course. You lose hope as time goes by and nothing happens, but then hope comes back and goes away. Yeah, it's just the mind games they play with you and all that. But at the end, I'm home. Thanks to the government, thanks to Delta, thanks to my lovely wife she's the one that didn't lose hope. Thank you guys very much.
Awesome.
So grateful for what he just shared, giving us so much more information. He was a mechanic at Delta, and so he just explained that he sees Delta as an extension of his family, and his wife, he was talking about, had worked so closely with Delta, and that at those moments when he had just about given up hope, as he was leaving his cell, he said that was the sign that he made. Thank you to my family, to Delta. How about that? We understand his daughter will be on America Reports later this afternoon. That's at 1 p.m. Eastern. I want to thank Congressman Andy Biggs of the great state of Arizona for being with me on a lot of different issues today, but watching and welcoming one of our own come home, held in the grasp of the Taliban and free today. Thank you, Congressman, for being with us.
Thanks, Harris. Good to be with you. And what a great day.
Amen.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.
You got to hear what he had to say. Okay, so here's what it is. He's a 65-year-old American citizen who was visiting Kabul as a tourist. Was seized by the Taliban's intelligence services December 5th, 2022. There was no formal charges. He never went before court or anything like that. He was just being held as a hostage. Now, to put into perspective about his traveling, he's visited well over 100 countries and in fulfillment of his passion for cultural exploration. He has a Bachelor of Science degree in anthropology that he got in 2017. They're saying that his health has started messing up with him. Senators Warnock and Ossoff have been working on this for quite a while, but, well, Biden wasn't able to get it taken care of. So now you see that Trump getting in office, knowing how to get things done, especially when it comes to dealing with the world. Hey, he got something done that they weren't able to get done. If you like hearing news stories, like finding out what's going on, seeing a little bit of investigation into it, click subscribe. I'm always coming up with stuff for you guys. This has been Paul, the Redneck Thinker. Y'all have a good day now. Bye. So, folks, that's the story that I wanted to bring you on this video. And I just wanted to say thank you again for coming by. Hit like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff if you don't mind. Help me out. So, y'all have a good day now. Bye.